Right guys, this is Mr. Gilbert this time, recording a video lesson 2 of using Fusion 360. Mr. Toha showed you last time in session lesson 1 how to extrude, how to put a hole through something. So we're going to be moving that on today, talking again about extrusion, talking about measuring, drawing on surfaces, extruding again and putting fillets on. So using more of the dimension tool to create an object. In front of you here is what you're going to create. So we're going to create a quite a simple Lego brick quite quickly moving through. Okay, so what I want you to do is at the top I want you to create a new design. So clicking here on the plus sign. When you have that, as you did before, we can go into sketch and we're going to click rectangle, or if you want to use the shortcut R on your keyboard. So I'm clicking R. Then what we're going to do this time, we've got our planes. I'm going to click on the plane I want. So I want to click on this here, the top plane, and then I want you to draw a rectangle, please. Okay, so at the moment we're not worried about what size the rectangle is. So we're just going to draw any old rectangle and drop it like that. Okay, then we're going to measure this rectangle because we actually want to put in our sizes so they are relevant. So you can either go to sketch and click smart dimension, or on your keyboard just click D, and then we're going to again measure this line here, and I want you to make this one 60. So click to select the line, click to drop it, and then type in 60 on your keyboard. Okay, so now we're going to measure the other length, or the other width I should say, and we're going to make this one 25. Okay, so we've got a rectangle now that is 60 by 25. Okay, we now need to extrude this. We need to make this into a 3D object. So we're going to go up to create, because we're creating an object. We're going to click extrude. Okay, the shortcut, as you know, but I should know by now, is E. So you can just click that on your keyboard should you wish. Okay, we're then going to click and select our profile, and then we're going to extrude our shape. Okay, so I'm going to move this up, and I want you to move it up by 15. Okay, as you can see, it's going in blocks of 10. So what I'm going to need to do is go in my dimensions box, delete this, and click 15 millimeters. Enter. Okay, so now we have the start of our Lego brick. What we now need to do is draw some circles on this top section. Okay, so we're going to draw a total of 12 circles, and they're going to be 5 millimeters wide. The first thing Fusion wants you to know is where are you going to draw these circles. So what we need to do is we need to select this top surface. Okay, now you can see this top surface, it's going lighter, which means that's the surface we want to select, and you can do that with all of the different surfaces just by holding your mouse over the top. So select this top surface, okay, and then we're going to go to sketch, and we're going to draw a circle. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to click center circle diameter, and again on your keyboard that is C if you want the shortcut. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to zoom in, and that will make my grid a little bit more visible using my roller on the top of the mouse. Okay, and I'm going to draw a circle somewhere in this top left hand corner. And I want you to draw these circles, and I want them to be 5 millimeters in diameter. So 5 on my keyboard, enter. Okay, then I have my circle. Now, is that circle in the right place? It might be. I did try and make sure it was in the same distance from both sides, but we need to be able to check that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to click D on my keyboard, which as we know by now brings up the dimension tool. And I want you to measure it from the center of the circle to both of the outside surfaces. So we're going to do this part first. I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to click up where I want to measure it to, left clicking on my mouse, and there is how far away it is. Okay, so what we want, it wasn't quite right, I want it 5 millimeters, and what you should be able to see when I click enter is it moves slightly. It moved up there. Okay, so we now know that's 5 millimeters in. Then what I want you to do is same again, but this time we're measuring it to the left hand surface of the block. So I'm going to click in the center, I'm going to click here, and then again at 6 millimeters, so I'm going to make that 5 millimeters, and I know now that that's in the perfect position. Right, now what we want to do is we want to replicate these circles and put 12 of them in 2 rows of 6. Okay, so how do we do that? We could draw them all singularly and then measure them as we've just done, but there is an easier way and I want to show you that now. So I'm going to click escape to get out of the dimension tool. Then I'm going to select my circle like this. Okay, now if you were doing anything where you wanted to replicate something, maybe on Word or on PowerPoint, you know hopefully about copying and pasting. So to copy something, I'm going to click Control on my keyboard and I'm going to click C. That will copy the selected circle. Then to paste it in, I'm going to click Control and then V. And then what comes up is it duplicates the circle on top of the one that we've just drawn. But what it's allowing us to do, it's allowing us to actually move this circle either in a down or up direction or in a left and right direction. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this one down here. Okay, and I'm going to move it down 15 millimeters. Okay, and I know because this was 25 that that's then in the correct spot, and you can see this line here which makes it line up with the one above it. Okay, make sure it's in the right spot, and then I'm going to click enter. Now what I can then do is paste another one in. Okay, and then I'm going to bring this one across here and we're going to put this one 10 millimeters apart. Okay, now you'll see it saying -10 because it's going in this direction, but we want to move it 10 mil across. Okay, then we click enter, and then all I'm doing is replicating this 12 times. So pasting it, Control V, I'm going to move this 20 this time. Okay, enter, Control V again, pasting another one in and doing this and adding on 10 mil at a time. So this one will be 30. So the next one's going to be 40. Okay, and the one after that will be 50. And then I have the 6 of them in line. Okay, so what I'm going to do just to make it a bit quicker is I'm going to copy this bottom one so I don't have to move things twice. Control C. I selected it first. Control V, and then same process. So 10 millimeters across. Okay, Control V. Okay, Control V, and then eventually we will have all of the circles in the place that we want them. Okay, I think that's quite handy, being actually able to move things across and actually be aware of the dimensions that you're moving it. So that's really good. Right, we now have all of our circles, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the home button, which will bring it into isometric. And what I want you to do is I want you to extrude all of these circles. So to do that, we can click Q on our keyboard, and then it wants to know what we want to extrude. So what we want to do is we want to select all 12 of these circles. So you do that by clicking on them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, then I want you to extrude these up. Now you can do this in two ways. You can either just move this one up, or you can type 2 millimeters in the distance column over here. Click enter. All right, and now we have something that looks a little bit like our Lego brick. Okay, now just to make it that little bit more realistic, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a fillet to the edges of these circles, a very small fillet. Okay, now a fillet is a rounded edge. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up to the modify tool because we're making a change, and we're going to select fillet. Okay, now you can do that by clicking F for the shortcut on your keyboard if you wish. And then I need to select the edges that I want to fillet. So I'm going to select this edge, the top of all the circles. Missed one. There we go. Like so. 2 more to do. And then again, you can fillet it either by dragging the arrow in, you can see it like that, or by actually typing in the distance button. I'm just going to have a very small fillet, 0.5, so 0.5 millimeter radius on that fillet, and then click enter. Okay, and there is a very simple Lego brick that you've designed very, very quickly. Okay, so this is a little bit more on a few more skills involved here. We had the extrusions, we had drawing on a different surface, and then we had using the copy and paste tool